Hey everybody, Andy Moore here from Let's Fix This. This video is how to vote absentee. We did a previous video about how to register to vote absentee or vote by mail. This video is about how you actually do it, how you complete your ballots, how you put them in the right envelope and mail it back. I received my absentee ballot in the mail the other day. I've already opened the envelope, and so we're going to do a bit of an unboxing video or enveloping video to show you what's inside your absentee ballot and how to make sense of what to do with everything. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is the absentee ballot as I received it in the mail. Well, not quite as I received it in the mail. Obviously, I opened it already. It would not arrive torn like this. If your ballot arrives torn like this, you should definitely call the election board. On the front, you'll notice it's got my full name. It's got my precinct number, my party affiliation. I'm an independent, and it says Dem because the Democrats allow independents to vote in their primary election. Just some information. So everything is coded to you as a voter. Inside, there are several things. We'll go through them. The first is this yellow piece of paper, which is a full piece of paper. It says instructions for voting by absentee ballot. Those are all the instructions you need. These are the instructions that are included with every absentee ballot. New for this election is this green piece of paper that says important new information for absentee voters. This is about voting absentee, where you can include either a valid copy of your identification or you can have your ballot notarized, as we've discussed already. And we'll talk about that more in just a minute. So those instructions. Then you have your ballots, and I think everybody will have two ballots. This one is the Democratic primary ballot. Again, I'm an independent voter or an unaffiliated voter. I don't affiliate with either party, but only the Democratic Party lets independents vote in their primary. So this is the one I get. So it's got the races on here. For example, this one has the U.S. Senator primary election there. House District 5 or Congressional District 5, the primary there, House District 88, and Oklahoma County Sheriff, because that's where I live. These will obviously look different based on where you live in the state. Something to highlight in the top left when voting, a lot of voters don't know this, you must color in the box. Don't check it or exit. You should definitely color it all the way in. Think of this as a Scantron. Note the barcode. It will be scanned in at the election board, so be sure to bubble that right in. And then the other ballot is the white ballot. This is the official ballot. This is for state question 802, which is, of course, the Medicaid expansion. It's the only item on there. You can vote yes or no on that. You can read the ballot title, and that's that. Most of the time, I think we are used to seeing a bunch of state questions. This is the only one for this election. So two ballots, two instructions, two ballots, and then three envelopes. Ballots. This is where your ballots go. And then you put them inside this envelope, the affidavit. Again, if you're going to have it notarized, you would fill this part out in front of the notary, and the notary would fill out this part. And then finally your outer envelope, as it says, this is where everything goes in. So how it works is you bubble in your choices on both of these. You put them in the ballot envelope. You put all of that inside the affidavit envelope. Fill that out. Put all of that inside the outer envelope. And then put two stamps and then drop it in the mail. The post office has said that they will mail it, deliver it, even if you don't put the proper postage. However, go ahead and put proper postage on there. One thing to note on this affidavit envelope, some people may receive one with pink stripes on there. If you are disabled or if you requested a ballot because you were disabled or physically unavailable to cast your ballot, and that's why you requested absentee ballot, you'll get a pink envelope. Everybody else gets a yellow one. I don't know why that really matters. To me, an absentee ballot is an absentee ballot, but that's how they code it. So that's that. That's how you vote absentee. Fill out the ballots. Put them in the ballot envelope, put the ballot envelope in the affidavit envelope, have it notarized. If you are attaching a copy of your ID, don't put it inside these. Put it right here. So you'd put this, all of the ballots and this inside this, put the ID with it, and stuff all of that inside the outer envelope. That's how you do it. That was helpful. Just to recap a little bit, I have already completed my ballots and I put them in the ballot envelope. I'm going to put the ballot envelope in the affidavit envelope. I'll seal that. And then I am using a copy of my voter ID card, which I requested for free from the county election board. I'm going to put that with my affidavit envelope and put both of those things inside the big envelope and seal that. All right, so that's really all it takes to vote absentee. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you saw there's a barcode on your video or on your envelope. You can track your ballot. If you haven't already, if you go to ok.gov/elections and go to the election board website, where presumably you may have requested your absentee ballot in the first place, it will show on there that it has been mailed to you at this point. There, got my 2 stamps on there. So you can go on there and put in your name and log into the voter portal, and it'll show that you received or that you were mailed your ballot. Once you mail it back in, you should be able to check it in a few days to make sure that they've received it. I think that they indicate if they've received it and once it's been counted. I'm not sure, but there's a way to do that. As a reminder, you can still vote early, and you can vote in person early and in person on election day. And so for the upcoming election, the early voting is all day Thursday and Friday prior to election day, and Saturday like 8 to noon at your county election board. And then on election day, polls are open 7 to 7. You can still vote that way. However, do not vote by mail and vote in person. That's a big no-no. That's a felony. That is actually voter fraud or election fraud. It almost never happens, and when it does, it's usually someone who forgot that they mailed in an absentee ballot and then went in person anyway. I have a roll of I voted stickers around here somewhere that I bought on Amazon, and so I'll be proudly wearing one of those on election day. I hope you will too. Regardless of how you vote, by mail, early, or in person the day of, I strongly encourage you to vote. Decisions are made by those who show up. If you don't show up, you don't get a say in those decisions. Thanks so much. Have a great week.